Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 53rd episode of Final Round. I'm squeaking this bastard right here is Alan Jabby Gibson.
It's funny because you're the queer that likes to fuck his own sister. While I'm always the most popular member here. But tonight isn't about me, it's about predicting UFC 123 Rampage vs Machida predictions.
Fuck you asshole. We first start off with the lightweight division with an entertaining fight between Joe Lawson against George Sotiropoulos. Lawson is coming off a win against Gabriel Dija, while Sotiropoulos is coming off a big win against Kurt Pellegrino. Is this a contenders fight you reckon, Jibby?
Of course, due to the merger, which is a fantastic idea, the lightweights will need to be unified. But I reckon, if George wins he deserves it. He's beaten quality fights and his last loss was against top lightweight Shinya Aoki. But Lawson cannot be underestimated, he is a tough fucker and a submission specialist.
So who will win this?
I think it'll go to decision. But I think it'll go to George by a close decision. If George wins, I'm betting he will be the next contender after the unification fight. If Lawson wins, I'm betting Lawson will be in the next #1 contenders fight.
Up next is the light heavyweight bout between Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis against Tim the Barbarian Bosch. Mr. Wonderful is on a good run into his UFC career, while Bosch recently got a victory against Todd Brown.
This is the perfect fight for both guys for different reasons. Mr. Wonderful is getting praise and his path could the same as how Evans, Machida recently John Jones, if he gets this win. The Barbarian winning would put him back in the frame for big money fights as well. It will be another close fight, but I reckon the Barbarian will win by a stoppage.
Up next is the middleweight fight between Gerald Harris against Michael Falcao. Not much is known about these two, but what do you think will happen here?
Couldn't give a fuck, don't give a fuck, and would very much want to masturbate to Jessica Alba when this fight is on.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay, if this fight is awesome I will say sorry on next episode after this fight happens.
Up next is the much anticipated rematch between Matthews against BJ Penn in the welterweight division. Penn is looking to bounce back after 2 straight losses to Frankie Edgar, while Who's got a big win against Ricardo Almeida. The question here is this Who's last chance?
You'd have to think, if Hughes lost this, that'd be it for any more big fights. He has world-class wrestling skills still, but Penn is a monster. I was so shocked at his last 2 fights, Penn really needs an impressive win here. While the majority will think Penn will raid Hughes like when Kobe Bryant did to that chick, I reckon it'll be much closer, maybe even a decision. It's all depending on who gets the first bit of control in the fight as both are great as keeping it once they get it.
So who will that be then, Jibby?
I reckon split decision here, for BJ Penn.
Up next is the main event between Quinton Rampage Jackson against Lyoto Machida. Jackson is coming off a bad loss to Evans, while Machida suffered his first loss and title to Shogun Rua.
This is going to be good as Jackson always wants to get a win and get the gold back, while Machida's style is enough to frustrate the other opponents enough for him to take them out. If Rampage is smart, he would have watched how Shogun exposed his weaknesses. It's all depending on how Machida can cope with Jackson's power and striking. It's another close fight, but I think Machida will get Quinton on the Rampage with his style and pick up a decision win.
That's it for Final Round. We'll be back for UFC 124 and hopefully the boxing. See you all later.